Hi guys and welcome to the stream. I hope you are all well. We are just ahead of game week 6. It's going so fast. I can't believe it. I hope everyone is doing good and that their game week 5 went very well. So we had Gianni on the show last week and the Dream Team stream went really well, and we chose our players ahead of game week 5 in a kind of weekly wildcard style manner. Although we're not going for long term with this team, we are just choosing a 1 week wonder. But we weren't very successful. We weren't terrible and we weren't awful either. So the record for the Dream Team stream is 3 correct players. And in game week 5, Gianni, I and the chat managed to get 2 correct. So the Dream Team was, or the Kings of the Game Week as it's now called, Pope on 11 points, Tillman on 12, Keane on 8, Maguire on 8, Rashford on 15, Son on 13, Barkley on 11, Fernandez on 11, Werner on 16, Kane on 16, and Che Adams on 11. So well done guys if any of you managed to get any of that correctly, because it was a bit like madness to me. I mean, you know, there were points coming from all over the place. So the 2 that we all got correct from last Dream Team stream was of course Barkley and Kane. So they were our 2 chosen players for the Dream Team, and they were the ones that delivered this week. Obviously with our points hits, we haven't really, you know, done well in terms of overall rank and stuff like that, but we're not really playing it like that anyway, so you know, we don't need to be too concerned with those bits and pieces. Just going to say hello to some people in the chat before getting Focus in. So welcome Kev and welcome Sean, how are you? Marius is here, welcome. We've got Mark and Jeff. Hey Jeffers, welcome to the chat. And Kev and John, all the regulars. Hey guys, I hope you are doing really well. So I think on that note, we will head on over and get Focus in, and we'll get choosing the Dream Team for game week 6. So Focus, how you doing, buddy?
Hello, Nim. How are you? Yeah, I'm very well, thanks.
Good, good. Let me know how you got on in game week 5 a little bit, please, buddy.
Game week 5, I smashed it. Absolutely smashed it.
Well done.
94 points, Nim. Over the moon with it.
Wow, that's amazing. That's so good.
It really is. After all them terrible weeks, suffering, finally a big score.
Finally. Well deserved.
So good old Martinez was in goal on a 9. I was a bit silly putting Gabriel in. I mean, against Man City, they only lost 1-0 though. Arsenal wasn't too bad. So yeah, just 2 points there. But what I should have done was have Cody in with Saiz. Saiz got a 7, Cody got a 6. That would have been the better option. Castagna didn't keep clean sheet either. Rodriguez James, who's just injured, he got an assist for me.
Less. I'm sure I'll come on to that in just a moment. But yeah, I'm not very happy about that Rodriguez injury.
Barnes, you'll probably come on to as well. Yeah. He just got a 2. Son, a nice 13. Helder Costa did nothing for me. I think his days are numbered in my team. Werner turning up, kind of against the odds, but when he got to start up front for Chelsea, I think it was inevitable he was going to do something. 16 points there. Calvert-Lewin 6, and obviously Harry Kane captain 32 points. So that was a good game week for me, Nim.
Yeah, it was a brilliant game week. So the reason Focus kind of touched upon the Barnes thing is that I have Barnes in my team, and yeah, 2 game weeks and he's done absolutely nothing for me. And then at the start of this week, I thought I'm not gonna, you know, if you guys can check out my video from earlier, you'll see, but I was really reluctant to keep him for another game week. And so I did the early switch to Rodriguez, seeing that the price was going to go up. And of course, we've now got this whole somewhat mystery injury thing that's appeared today, and so that's been a small meltdown on my behalf because I'm just like, I cannot seem to get any luck when it comes to FPL at the moment. Like, no matter what I do, I just can't seem to, you know, I just can't seem to kind of get the players right. When I get them, they get injured. I mean, at this point, I may just start selling my services to buy players to break them, to be honest. Like, literally, Graham. I think I'll just, like, find out who people don't want to, you know, buy anymore or get in their teams because they're too highly owned, and I'll just buy them and break them for everyone.
Just sell them on for everyone else to get.
All that. Yeah, exactly. Cool. Okay, so just a quick chat. We've got Dillygaff, thank you very much, just appreciated, buddy, and Jake in the chat, and Nuclear. So hi guys, welcome. Hope you're all good. Graham, so the Dream Team stream, our weekly wildcard. Thoughts on who you are going to choose as your player to put in this week?
Definitely going to be Gareth Bale for me.
Ooh, yeah. So you've got him in your own team, right?
That's right. I've actually just sprang him in for the injured James, so I've gone straight there.
Oh, you must have had some cash in the bank then.
I did indeed. I had 5 million in the bank, which actually gave me 12.7 in the end. So I had 5.7.
Was that from selling KDB?
Earlier on, I believe so. Yeah, in one of the game weeks, it was from that. And I just saved my cash and got through with the players I had. And now I felt, it'd be good to make a move. And so I did. Bale's in for me.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd like, Bale, please.
And who do you want to switch out for Bale? We've got Trossard, Barkley, Pulisic, Mane, or Salah.
I think because of Salah's home form, we'll take Mane out.
Okie dokie. Mane out for Bale. Cool. Okie dokes. Spurs. Yeah, he looked quite promising, didn't he? I couldn't quite believe it when he missed that kind of fairly open shot on goal. It was very unlike Gareth Bale.
Yeah, he'd done all the hard part, didn't he?
I know, yeah, exactly.
I was like, this is going to be it, like, for him to open his account.
Yeah.
And he just come on.
Yeah.
And he dragged it wide, and I think he was disappointed.
He was, yeah. You know, I think had he have put that away, lots more would have got on him this week for sure.
That's very true.
Yeah. Okay then, so I now have to choose somebody for this game week to add to the team. And what are the fixtures here? So we've got Aston Villa against Leeds, West Ham against Man City, Fulham against Crystal Palace, United against Chelsea, Liverpool against Sheffield United, Southampton against Everton, Wolves against Newcastle, Arsenal against Leicester, Brighton, West Brom, and Burnley Spurs. You know what? I can't look past my man Aguero. I can't. I think...
Can you ever?
I know, that's true.
You did last game week, I think, didn't you?
Although... Did I do it in my actual team? That is the question. Not sure. Have to wait and see on that one.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. So I'm thinking of my move to be Aguero this week. Who shall I switch him in for, do you think? Should I switch Kane out, seeing as we have Bale? Or Wilson, maybe? Or Brewster? We do have a bit of cash in the bank, but obviously... Oh, we do have a bit of cash in the bank. We have 4.2. So, you know, we could go Wilson to Aguero. I think that's probably after selling Mane, to be honest. So, yeah, who would you replace him for up front, guys? Kev says Kane. Jake says Brewster out. Ooh. And let's see if we get any more options in there. Wilson to Aguero. Oh, it's one apiece. It's one apiece.
Oh.
I know. So that's what everyone's kind of, oh, what should we do? Don't know. Let's see if we get another one to clinch the deal.
We need to get a 4, don't we, really, in the next Dream Team.
We've got another Wilson. Wilson, he has nothing forward now. Wilson, okay. It's definitely Wilson then. Wilson has won it in the chat. Wilson is out for my man Aguero, and KDB is back, which I wish I knew at the beginning of the week because it would have made my decision much easier. And we all know what that Aguero KDB partnership can be like for sure. So we need to think about our goalkeepers now, guys. So who do we think will be the best goalkeeper this week? Thoughts in the chat, please. Graham, what are you thinking in terms of the goalkeepers?
I quite like the looks of that Darlow for Newcastle.
Okay.
He pulled off a lot of good saves, and he was unfortunate. I think he just pulled up slightly. So if he's fit, I'd like him as a differential. I think he'd be good. People saying Martinez in the chat, obviously. He's been on fire price-wise this season.
I think he's the kind of obvious move, though, isn't he, Martinez? I think, you know, people expect him to go in and do well. And I just think what I love about the Dream Team is
never happens.
Yeah. It never happens, you know. Loads of people getting off of Pope, getting on Pope, getting off Pope, and then Pope ended up being the, you know, in the Dream Team last week, you know, and we had Ryan. So it's never as easy as it looks to call it, that one's for sure. So what have we got? We've got Ryan, we've got Adrian. We do have Martinez, none other to look for. KDB is back. Yes, Sean. Well, he's in training at least, so I would assume he'll make, some minutes or other. A Gaeta from Palace should do well against Fulham. Clean sheet. Now, Mark, I'm a bit kind of torn on that one, only simply because I've sold Mitrovic this week, which probably means he's going to score a hat-trick. So if that's the case, then I'm not sure Gaeta's the one to be going for. So, yeah, Adrian again. That's a couple of Adrians. Okay, so people are liking Adrian. So let's get Adrian in for Ryan then. Let me find him. There he is. Cool. I mean, that's about as bonkers as I like it for the Dream Team. So, defenders, guys. We've got Taylor at the moment. Are we going to stick with Burnley this week? Should we look to invest elsewhere? Burnley have Spurs, so that feels like he has to go to me. What about you, Graham?
Sorry, what's that? I was just loading up the page to see what's going on.
Taylor, we're thinking. It's got to go, surely, hasn't he, this week?
Yeah, I think they've got Ben Mee coming back as well, haven't they, Burnley, into their defence. I don't know if that affects his starting place now. But also, obviously, against Spurs... Wow, yeah, you don't want any Burnley defenders, do you, really? No,
not at all. Well, we've got a couple of Robson in the chat. It's that whole... I know we've just got Adrian in. Do we want to double up on Liverpool defence? Graham, if you were doing a wildcard right now, or you were choosing a team of the week right now, just solely based off of what you know, would you be doubling up on Liverpool defence right now?
I think just because of the Van Dijk issue, and obviously who's in goal for him, it's not Allison now, it's the Adrian, isn't it? Yeah. He's calamity. He is Adrian. Yeah. He's terrible. So without Van Dijk, it'd be nice just to take that little look first and see how Liverpool adapt without him. Fabinho, I think, drops into that defence there. So maybe doubling up isn't a great idea right now until we see how they adapt without VVD.
Yeah, I am loving some of the shouts in the chat. We've got Lamptey, loving that Lamptey shout. And we've got Regulan. Jake, I actually noticed him in the last match, and I think that's a great shout, to be honest. I think we should get Regulan in this week. It's just, who do we want to kind of switch these people for, or are we just saying, right, let's just take out this whole defence and start scratch? So what do we think, guys? I would like to get Reguilón in. Let's have a look what his price is.
Very attacking, isn't he? And good at crossing.
Yeah, he really caught my eye when I was watching that match. I was like, where's this fella come from? He's so good. So, guys, what do we think of Reggie? I'm going to call him Reggie. For Tellez. What do we think of that in the chat? Yes or no? Reggie for Tellez. Let's have a yes-no vote in the chat, please. Let's see them yes-nos. Ooh, Kev with the PVA shout. Loving that too. Yes, see, this is the kind of bonkersness that I absolutely love about the Dream Team. So, absolutely fantastic picks. PVA, Van Arnold, but not sure. Clear defense from scratch. We've got one yes. Thanks, Mustafa. Somebody's joining. Oh, there we go. Nuclear. Cool. Okay. Right. Reg is in. Reg is in Vitellas. Okay. What do we have? We have PVA is another shout. We also had, who else did we have? Remove Nori. Yeah, that was that was Gianni's pick last week, wasn't it? Yeah, it was a bit out there, and he didn't even make the bench. Bless him, Mr. 8 Nori. But you know, he's a name to keep an eye out for. So, okay, we are thinking remove Nori, and we want to go with
Sayonori.
Love that, Graham. Sayonori.
Bye-bye.
Okay. And who are we getting in for then, guy? Who are we getting in for 8 Nori? Are we getting in PVA for him in the craziness? What do we think on that switch?
A lot of PVA love in the chat.
There is a lot of PVA love. I think maybe it's because he has the whole fantasy Premier League connection, doesn't he? And so people kind of connect with that and connect with him. I wonder what that means for Mitchell, because, you know, with Rodriguez being out now, if I don't want to make any transfers, then at the moment Mitchell is first on my bench. So
it's a shame for Mitchell, isn't it? Because he started well for him, filling in. Bless him. I'm kind of
hoping that it'll. Because he can play in different positions. We haven't got Mick Tavis in the chat today to help us out, so he can play in different positions.
Mick would have been all over the PVA,
he would have. Maybe tonight in the Wildcats he'll be back to help us out on that one. Okay, who else did we have in the shouts?
There's a lot of Saiss.
Yeah, we did have him in, didn't we? Konza from Seymour. That could be a shout, and Kilman as well. They sound like good ones. We've got a couple of shouts as well. Chilwell, like that one, Mustafa. Chilwell has looked so good, hasn't he? He's looked crazy attacking at the moment. I think if we go for Chilwell, we're going to have to clear up some funds somewhere else. But I do like that shout, really do. Let's do that.
That's the only tough thing about Dream Team, is that because we're playing with this team and constantly taking hits, we don't actually make any money, do we?
No, well, very rarely anyway. I mean, we might have, well, no, we probably wouldn't have picked anything up on the Kane. Possibly. Yeah, we
every
did
little helps,
Friday, did he go Friday night last week? I don't know. I'll have a little look at the team value when we're done and we've got the team in and stuff. It'd be interesting to have a look at it for sure.
A lot of people talking about Kilman lately in the Twitter community,
Kilman
in the chat.
And Konza are two that people mentioned.
Oh, I love the Konza shout. I rate that highly. I've been keeping my eye on him for a couple of weeks now, and he seems to be like an attacking option for sure as a defender.
Sorry, just
that's all right.
Just popping those in. Okay, right, guys, that is our defense. We're a fair bit over. I'm assuming with that defense we'd be playing 4 at the back. If that's the case, we can drop a midfielder. Because I'm assuming we're not going to start Kilman. So we'd play Chilwell, Konza, Van Aanholt and Regular. That's what I'm assuming. So we could drop a midfielder. Which midfielder do you guys want to drop?
You can't drop Bale because I picked him, so hands off.
Yeah, no, there's no dropping of Bale. So would we like to lose Trossard, Barkley, or Pulisic, or Salah? Drop Trossard. I thought that might be the quick fire answer. Apparently Barkley has been very influential in the dressing room. Yeah. Simon, we can't get rid of Bale. Every week I allow the guests to choose a player and I choose a player and then everyone else chooses everyone else. And Graham, Fancy Football FPL Focus even. He's changed his name. Rebrand. Has gone for Bale, so we can't take him out. Oh, lots of people saying Sal Pulisic.
Wow, is it the Man U fixture putting him off?
It must be. Okay.
Captain America is no
says
more.
Trossard was also picked by him, but I don't know what, by Gianni. Yeah, I think he might have got him in his actual team. I do think he will come good. I'm not going to lie to you guys. His underlying stats look really good, and he does have West Brom next as Trossard, so that's a scary one. Kev says, but he played right back last week. Interesting. Is that Trossard, Kev, on the playing right back? That's interesting. Okay, so most people are saying Pulisic, and we always go with the crowd. So out goes Pulisic. And who do we have? How much money do we now have? We have 6.8. So who would we like to buy for our 6.8 in cash? Midfielder's first name, that'd help.
James Watts shouting out Ben Rama in the chat, who's a new signing by West Ham.
Oh, okay.
But whether he starts, I don't know. Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, we put 8 Nori in last week, didn't we? Thinking that might be a shout, and actually ended up being. So yeah, I'm not too sure on that one. Let's go to our budget, 6.8. Okay, we have Jorginho with the penalty king at the top there.
He loves a penalty, doesn't he?
Does love a penalty. Bowen from West Ham. He's
been playing good, hasn't he?
Yeah.
I think J&O rates him, doesn't he, Bowen?
He does. I mean, he's doing pretty good. Who do West Ham have this week? Man City. Ooh, that's a tough fixture. We have Super John McGinn. Love the
McGuinness.
Yeah. Oh, Foden as a shout. Can we afford Foden? I'm not sure if we can we? Yeah, a 6.6. Yeah, we can. I would like the Foden shout. That could be a good out there one. Townsend is up there, Graham. I mean, some of these players in this price range, I just hadn't even kind of noticed, to be honest. Like, they're the sort of players that just tick away, aren't they?
If Townsend scores, it's going to be a boomer, though, won't it? For every goal he does get, it's always something pretty sweet.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they usually kind of go all out, don't they? Those goals, for sure. He tends to be one of those that kind of just scores an absolute screamer when you least expect it. Like, you just, yeah, 1 minute you're watching and you're like, what's going on? And then all of a sudden he just like, boom, and that's it, you know. Yeah, it's madness. Okay, chat. I think I got a bit lost in the thought of
Townsend,
Townsend goal there. It felt a bit like a Lanzini moment.
Oh, what
that
a
was
goal
such
that
a
was.
goal. Oh my
Wow.
God, I stood up. I was like, yes, that is the Premier League. I feel like I'm watching football now. I loved that. Every moment of it. It was so good. Yeah, so okay, we've got lots of like Foden picks. Like, yep, Foden. Okay, cool. Foden, Nucleus is Foden, because he came on as a sub in the UCL. Yeah, so he got a bit of a rest. I like that shout. Awesome.
Fresh legs always helps, doesn't it?
Yep, for sure. Who have West Brom got? Pereira. What, in terms of attacking, Jake? Who do they actually have in their team? Pereira's about it, really, isn't it? One goal and 2 assists, really. I think he's their only real outlet, isn't he?
Diagana is a bit of a flair player, but yeah, they're not doing quite enough. West Brom turning into whipping boys a bit, aren't they?
Yeah, and so too to Southampton to some extent as well. Even though they're scoring most weeks, they're conceding so many too, which is a bit of a surprise because, you know, they had those 2 there where when I got off of the Southampton defence, they got the double clean sheet, which is a little bit annoying. So, yeah. Okay. So, Anshul, we have to keep Bale in because it was Graham's pick. So that's why. There you go. He got there before me. So
I tried to, and I try not to type too loud either.
it's all good. You're all right. I don't mind. A bit of typage is fine. It's just for 1 week, so don't get like caught up in it being a long-term wildcard pick. This is literally just the team of the week, basically, and we're trying to get as many players as we possibly can to make it to the dream team. So yeah, that's it really. Yeah, I know Adrian was I was a bit shocked by Adrian though, to be fair, but the chat wanted Adrian. It was voted for. So maybe they feel like he's going to do something special this week, you know? And we love a bit of batch shizzle here on the Dream Team stream. We love to go a bit out there with somebody different. So who knows? This could be the week, Anshul. This could be the week that Adrian surprises you.
Yeah, one thing with the dream team, there's no wrong or right answer because you'll just be surprised when think the logic is clearly a Salah or someone like Kane, and they just won't make it, and you'll be like, how did that even happen?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, look at that team from that dream team from last week. I mean, how many of us are going to be playing Kilman or
happens every week as well, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, we just look at it and we think, you know, and how often can Kane and Son keep up those points, you know? It's like, I hope a while, because I've just got both of them in.
Join the club. Yeah, I hope they keep that going.
But there is that slight concern that they won't be able to keep it going forever. Mustafa says remove Foden and Barkley and go for Grealish and Soucek. Whoa. I don't know, you know. I think, well, most people liked Foden, so he has to stay. So I don't think we've got enough for Grealish without doing that move. We'd have to sell on Trossard. But I think Grealish is the obvious pick, isn't he? I mean, he's been pretty largely bought in this week. So, you know, he was up there in my trending transfers when I did that for my video. So I think that's too obvious. way too
Yeah, I
obvious.
bring Grealish in as well. He looks really good at the moment, doesn't he?
Yeah, that's my concern when I look at my team now, is that I have no real differentials anymore. You know, everyone's just so highly owned, and it's just like, oh, it's to some extent at the beginning of the season, that's what you want, so that you don't get left behind when those big players go big. But on the other hand, last game week, for instance, I did quite well. I got good points, but you know, it didn't really help me much. You know, I didn't really rise that much because most of the players I had, everyone else already had, you know.
That's horrible, isn't it, when that happens? You get a
It is.
decent score and you know it. You're looking at this decent scores from each specific player and you're going, everyone else has got them.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. And you're just thinking, oh man, it's just not
That's
fun.
what makes differentials so tough to, number one, have the cojones to pick them. And number two, you can get left behind if it goes wrong. So, but if you get them right, my word, they're the difference in a green arrow, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. The Loudmouth Show says he's going for Chelsea players against United. Havertz, Timo, and Chilwell. Yeah, we've got Chilwell in, so we do have some Chelsea cover for that one. Could be a shout. You know, United do look as if they're starting to find their feet a bit now, which does concern me a little bit, because when I go back to my Game Week 1 team, it looks so much better than any team that I've got now. And I'm thinking, if only I just left my team alone, I'd be all right, you know, with the likes of Bruno and so forth in it. And you're just thinking, oh, you know, what was I thinking with some of the transfers I've made? I probably shouldn't go and do them. What's it, Graham? That website where you can like check how many points you'd have if you left your team alone.
Oh, that would be a depressing website to visit, wouldn't it?
Yeah, no, I think you can. And it is quite depressing to think, like, how many
Points you could have had
that you've probably missed out on. I know, it's horrible. Just at this stage, just like say thank you to everyone for joining us. If you're enjoying the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe, and also you can go on over to Graham's channel and check out FPL Focus and grab a look at his videos too. I do a weekly video previewing the next game week and reviewing the last game week, and then I do the Dream Team stream on a Thursday or a Friday, depending on usually when the guests can come, but mostly on Thursdays. And Graham is upping his content. You're doing a few things now, Graham, yeah?
Yeah, very busy. So obviously preview and review videos, but squeezing that extra one in with either captain pick or differential picks.
Yeah. So yeah, do go check that out. And if you do subscribe, your name should appear somewhere on the screen magically. By the magic of science. And yeah, I think I'll just set up a Patreon and start charging people to find out you know, who I'm gonna sell,
not to pick,
and then who not to pick. Yeah, yeah, exactly. I think I'll do that because I need to do something for sure. Okay. Do you guys have any questions in the chat? And keep them coming. I will just lock in this team because we whizzed through that quite quickly, didn't we? So I'll lock in this team. We can have a little think about our setup. But if you guys have any general questions, hey Tips, welcome to the chat, buddy. Have a little think about the captaincy. If you guys have any questions for your general game week, just let me know and we'll do some questions and answers since we got that done pretty quickly. But let's take a look at who we could captain. So if I head on over to the sponsor of this stream, Fancy Football
New
Scout.
Sub. Whoop, whoop.
Oh, wow.
Came up on the screen there, so it's all working.
Brilliant. Did you catch the name, buddy?
Yeah, Half Pint.
Oh,
Thank you for subbing to Nim.
Thank you, Half Pint. Welcome, buddy. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Nim fam. So, captaincy poll. I'm going to stick Aguero just because I love him. Actually, probably shouldn't get started on that, should I? The whole incident that happened last week. He's in the doghouse a little bit with me over that one. So if you are a member of Fantasy Football Scout, you can go in, check out loads of stats and stuff like that on your players. But it's just, if you head on over to their website, you can do this captaincy poll, which is always a really great way of seeing what the majority of players, often outside of the Twitter bubble, because we can get a bit kind of caught up in social media and learning about, you know, what social media is doing when it comes to FPL. It's a good judge of the general community of FPL, I think, isn't it, Graham? The Scout captaincy poll gives us a good idea of what's going on elsewhere. So I'm a bit surprised to be seeing Salah on 46.47%. Are you, Graham? Because I thought Kane would be winning out by miles.
You'd think Kane would have earned it with that display last game week, and with Bale coming into the side more now, because obviously he came on as a sub, you'd think that put him more of a focal point and people don't want to miss out on him. But I've seen a few people saying that they're struggling to get on him because of his price rise, and I suppose it's that move from midfield to striker and making all them changes. So that's probably from all the people that have had Salah from the word go, I'd say. But I bet if Kane does it again, that will soon change next game week.
Yeah, for sure. So, bearing that in mind, now we just have to take Salah as an option. We have to scrumple him up and we have to chuck him in the bin. Because that's not what the Dream Team's about, is it, Graham? We never choose the obvious captain pick when it comes to the Dream Team.
Yeah, absolutely. If I was going to say, if it's Salah, put the papyrus in the bin because it's Egyptian.
Oh, clever. See what you did there. Ooh. Oh, I'm breaking up the place. That was my Xbox controller. Sorry about that, people. I'll get that in a minute. Cool. Okay then, guys. So who should we captain this week? Make it as crazy as you like. And whoever gets the most votes will get the captaincy pick this game week. But yeah, go out there with as much gusto as you like. Last week it was... What did we do last week in terms of the captaincy? I don't remember, actually. Let's have a look. It was a defender, wasn't it? Sure it was.
I forgot. That's the hard part because the Dream Team's constantly changing.
We captained Dallas last week, so that was the shout last week. Who are we going for captaincy this week? Oh, Salah's in, and he says go for Trossard. Love that shout. Captain,
two people
Captain Reggie. Yeah, pretty bonkers, pretty out there. Another Trossard captaincy call. Whoa, loving this. Kev says Odin. Oh, Simon, my man, Aguero. Love it. Yeah. Well, you know, Trossard's winning out at the moment. Unless we get a surge in the next few seconds, then it's going to be Trossard. Still Trossard winning out with 2 votes. It's getting closer.
Is the Odin Foden?
Odin Foden. Oh yeah, so we got 2 for Foden. 2 for Foden. Oh,
Aguero's
He's picking up pace. Nim's getting excited.
Oh, Kilman, my days. There's 3 players on 2 votes.
Oh gosh, this is close. Penanda's hat trick coming. High sixes, yeah, quite possibly. Bruno could possibly do that. Jake says, I'll give you 20 Rex. So tempted to captain Bale. What differentially could be?
I've toyed with that idea and I'm not brave enough to do it.
We got another Reggie shout. And then a Kane cat. Oh, there goes Aguero again.
Wow, it's 3-3 with Reguilon and Aguero.
Wow. So it's between those 2 people. It's between Reguilon and Aguero, so we need a couple more votes. You're going to have to give me a deciding factor here. I need you guys to put the effort in and let me know which one.
Simon saying his YouTube profile is Aguero, so that's obviously why he's going for him as well.
Okay, yeah. Well, he's in my banner. Yeah, Sixers possibly. DCL might blank without Rodriguez. I am hoping that Rodriguez plays, though. I'm not going to lie to you guys. Where did I...
No Richarlison either, is it? Is that true?
Oh, yeah.
No Seamus Coleman?
No Coleman. Somebody did send me something earlier. Let me see if I can...
But we all know that can change quickly, can't it? Any of this news can change on match day, and everyone goes, "Oh, damn you, Mourinho!"
Yeah.
Damn you, Ancelotti! You lied to us.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't want a whole other Son incident, I'm not gonna lie, like where I sell J-Rod and then he ends up like playing. That'll be so annoying. Like, it'll just...
Nothing worse.
Because it would be for a hit as well. It would be for -8 hit for me. So I just don't think it's worth it. I'll just get whatever. I think I'll just go with whatever I get off the bench. I mean, I got Barnes in... Oh, what week was it when somebody was injured? Not last week. 2 game weeks ago it was. And there was somebody injured in midfield. And I switched. Oh, it was KDB. No, was it KDB? No, because I got Grealish for KDB.
Was it the Son injury doubt or something?
It might have been Son. So
and then he actually started.
Yeah, so I switched Barnes in for Son. And then obviously Son started and did well, and Barnes didn't do anything. So I don't want to go like for a hit again and be in the same situation when that's what my bench is for, and I haven't yet called upon it once this season because I have no confidence in it, because every week it's pretty rubbish. I have no real confidence in the bench, so I've just kind of left it there. But I think this is the week I'm going to let the bench do its thing. I think this is the week. Because I don't want to set... He looked... I mean, if he was injured, how did he carry on the rest of that game? I mean, he looked so dangerous. I didn't own him. And for the rest... Like, for the whole of that match, I was stressing that I didn't own him. You know, he looked so good. So, I mean, he can't be that injured, surely. Unless something's happened to him in training, or... that he's like ill in some way that we haven't heard about, and they're just kind of using that as an excuse, you know, Graham. They're just like saying it's because of the Van Dijk thing. That's the only thing I can think of, really.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, to see what's going to happen there, whether he actually turns up and starts this weekend.
True. Did we get a win out on... So it was Aguero, I think. Aguero won the vote by the looks of things. I'm good with that. Do we want to switch around this team setup? Who was who got closest with the captaincy shout? It was Reguilon, wasn't it? Should we make him vice? Let's do that. Cool, okay. Are we good with this setup, people? Would we switch anyone around? I think because the dream team is always so hard to call, I'm happy to take any of the players that we shout that are on our bench as making it into the dream team, because we actually physically chose them. But if that's the case, is there some way you guys would have a little switch around, a little switcheroo? Nuclear says Brewster in for Trossard because he trained with Liverpool defenders. Ooh. Not sure about switching in for Trossard though. But then who else would you drop, I guess?
It would be
welcome
nice,
Greckler to the chat. How are you, buddy? He said he'd get Target instead of Konza. He's set pieces sometimes. Yeah, good shout. The chat voted for Kilman Buddy for this week, but maybe next week we could look at Target. Oh yeah, Marcel's back as well, so he might not play. So we could take Kilman out. Who would we play instead? Would we play Van Aanholt or Konza? Let's get a vote in the chat for Van Aanholt or Konza to take the starting place of Kilman, please. Go chat now. Let me know what you think, please. Hey Rockstar, welcome to the chat, buddy. Oh, celebs in. We've got the celebs in.
Got any team news, Rockstar? What about James? Come on, is he going to start?
we need a bit of team news on that one, don't we? So Tips says play PVA. We've got Konza PVA. So we've got 2 PVAs to 1 Konza at the moment. PVA, okay then. Oh, no, hang on. There's another Konza jumping in. How many is that? 1, 2, 3 PVAs. 1, 2, 3 Konzas. Oh my god, it's 3 all. It's 3 all. We need a decider. The next name that comes out of Konza or PVA, that's the person who's taking Kilman's place. So, oh, thank you, James Watts, for subscribing to the channel, buddy. Much appreciated. Welcome to the Nim fam. Yes, so... Oh, there we go. Icy George was the quickest with PVA, so PVA in it is. Okie dokie.
James Watts, thanks for subscribing.
Yep, thanks, buddy. So, oh, now they're all coming in. Now, you're all too late. You missed the train. Where were you about 5 minutes ago? Gotta be quicker with this voting, people. I'm gonna have to get a timer. Next international break, I'm gonna do some work on the graphics. I'm gonna see what I can make in terms of a timer, because I think it'd be quite cool to have one.
That's a good idea. I think that would be really cool.
Yeah, see what I can muster up on the timer front. Yeah, exactly. Don't worry, if Brewster scores us some points, we'll accept it, as will we accept it if Konza or Kilman does. But we are getting a lot of shouts for Brewster in for Barkley. So, what do we think? What do we think Brewster for Barkley, people? Do we put Brewster in our starting 11 for Barkley? Let's have a vote in the chat. Let's have a vote in the chat. This time, I want to see you guys be a bit quicker. All right? Mrs. Nim is saying, be quick about it. So whoever gets the most votes, Brewster or Barkley, just give me a name, Brewster or Barkley, and whoever gets the most in names will be in the starting 11. So, chat, go. Jake says keep Barkley in. Straight no. Barkley, no. Barkley. Okay then. I think it's looking more like Barkley.
Let's go to VAR for the decision.
Yeah,
Stockley
that's
Park.
maybe what I could do. I could just have a VAR gift. Oh my god, VAR. Don't even get us started on VAR. Oh my god. I mean,
what a nightmare. You can't celebrate, can you?
Can't celebrate anything. I mean, how was that Mane goal VAR'd offside? I mean, how? He had his back to...
I've started you off.
Just Bruno. Like, save it for the Wildcats later. They can listen to you ranting there.
Yeah.
They're used to your ranting. I'll just save it for the FPL Wildcats later on and have a good moan there. But yeah, no, VAR, it's just a bit kind of really, really, come on. Like
a line is offside. If you're on the line, you're offside, which I don't agree with,
Yeah, I mean, it's just, and the lines, it's the margins are so tiny, and it's just more the fact that, like, even with that amazing goal by Lanzini, there was that moment when I stood up and I celebrated. I could feel myself going, wait for VAR. Do you know what I mean? Which is just horrible, because
kills
that
the
was
moment a bit.
Such a fantastic goal. It was so good. I'm not a West Ham fan. anyone who's watching, I'm not. I just love football, and for me that was such a footballing moment. He came off the bench, and tensions were high, and were they going to equalise and all that sort of stuff, and then to score a goal like that, it was just amazing. And so like, to have that just that moment even have to enter my head where I'm going VAR, just because I'm waiting for it to happen, like, who was offside? It's like I had Sace in my team, and like,
me too.
Great goal again, another fantastic goal, and I was like, yes, points galore. I'm raining in it, like, give me the points. And then his teammate, who happened to be the other side of the pitch, is a mile offside, VAR'd off. I mean,
you're enjoying it, you like points, and then it goes VAR, and you go, sod off. You've just hadn't turned the telly off. That's enough for one day.
Just bog off, VAR. Just leave us alone. Us FPL managers, we want to celebrate, man.
He's zoomed in on his arm hair. Yes, his arm hair is offside.
He's just a smidge offside. Yeah, I know. I mean, I like the principle of it. I like the fact that that technology is introduced, and that's the way the game needs to move forward. I think technology is important for football. I just think it was brought in so that there would be less of human error. And now it feels like that, to some extent, there's more human error, because now it's not really technology doing the job. I mean, the technology is there so that humans can, like, micromanage football.
Gives them that view, doesn't it?
Yeah,
of what they couldn't see in real motion.
Yeah, and those officials, they're not at the game. They're not soaking up the atmosphere. They're not, and we've seen that with referees when they've clearly given away penalties, or not given away penalties, or not given away red cards or yellow cards. The ref is in that moment with that team, and he's happy giving a player a bit of a ticking off or whatever, and then VAR stepping in and going, no, red card, off you go. And it just feels a bit like it's impersonal. And let's see, I'm getting so wrought up about it, I'm knocking the microphone, sorry.
That's passion.
Yeah, I'm so passionate about VAR. Like, it's just, I just kind of miss just being able to enjoy it to some extent and not worry about VAR, especially those really, really big moments where you just look at it and you think, oh, that was so brilliant, like, that was awesome, like, Arsenal scores a goal and I'm off and the top's off and I'm running around the house and I'm, enjoying every minute I get back. It's been ruled offside and somebody's been sent off, I'm like, what the hell? VAR, it's like... I
liked Arsene Wenger's idea, one of them, to have the ball kicked in instead of throw-ins, because...
Yes.
It gets my goat when the time wasting with the throw-ins, because obviously they're winning, they want to waste time, fair play, but they just take forever to pick the ball up, they kick it further so they can't get it, and then they take ages, just stand there with the ball. There's nothing worse, but if you can kick the ball, you're kind of forced, you've got a quicker option, haven't you?
Yeah,
with a throw.
So Arsene's thing, I had like a VIP thing where I got to see like a pre-show with Arsene Wenger, and it's all to do with his new book and stuff, and he was answering questions from people, and one person's question was, what would you like to see differently about the game? And his reply was that he'd like to see the game being a lot quicker, and one of his examples was exactly what you just mentioned there, Focus, where you're kicking in the ball rather than throwing it in. But a lot of it is that he wants to see the game a lot faster, because he was saying that people's attention span these days isn't anywhere near as, as long as what it used to be. And the youngsters, we're all so used to things being instant, and fast and quick paced. And I guess that feeds back into our point about VAR. Really, there was no real discussion with him on that, but it does feed back into VAR does slow down the game, doesn't it? And it does kind of take it into, you know, does that need to be a goal? Is that not a goal? You know, it isn't quite at a stage yet where it's being used to aid that like really fast process of that really quick snappy football that I think is where the game needs to go, you know, when we move on. So completely agree with you there, Graham, and something that Boss was saying too, for sure. Yeah. So that's it, guys. Thank you everyone for watching. It's been a good one. We have a bit of a crazy team, but I love it. I love the craziness of it, Graham. It's a great weekly wild card, isn't it, really, for a 1 week wonder, I guess. And just want to say a big thank you to everyone who subscribed today and to everyone who joined in the chat and got involved. And I'm going to keep growing it as much as I can on the channel, so do make sure to come and check out every week. Next week we have General G on with us, so we have we'll be giving Focus the week off
and a little holiday.
A little holiday, and General G will be joining me from Everything Arsenal, so that should be good. And you can catch me a little bit later on the FPL Wildcats. We'll be doing question and answers and probably discussing lots more of the types of shizzle that I'm chatting about now. Please do go on over and check out Graham's channel, FPL Focus. And yes, and if you've enjoyed this video, then please do like and subscribe. And it's a goodbye from me, and it's a goodbye from Graham.
Goodbye from the VAR room.
Bye guys, catch you soon.